Pre-sale versus resale condos, which is a better strategy? Especially if you're a first-time home buyer, this is something that you want to watch because in 2025, we are in a completely different landscape, and I'm going to break it all down and which strategy I choose to guide my clients into with the landscape that we are currently under and the reasons for them as well. So you want to stick around for that, guys. My name is Ryan McMillan. I'm a local realtor here in Vancouver. I help people buy and sell real estate. If you want to book a strategy call with me, my information is down below and we can get that set up and get a call going. So guys, make sure though, if you're new to the channel, go down and subscribe to the channel, share these videos, like these videos. That really helps me and the channel grow. Also, drop your comments. I want to hear what you guys think about all this. Stick around to the end of the video, though, because there's a couple things that might surprise you that I have for you guys. But I also want to hear from you guys. I want to hear your comments. Have you bought a pre-sale? Are you in the market right now for something? There's a lot of great incentives on the pre-sale side of things, but we're going to break it all down on the other side. Guys, let's get right into it right now. Pre-sales have been a thing, especially in the Vancouver market, for quite a while. It's been a thing where, people have a lot of speculators, investors, and you heard the whole flipping and assignments, and that was a thing. That if you were timing the market correct, there was a time where you could turn around and make a good chunk of money from even an assignment sale. But things have changed, and things have changed drastically in the condo market. If we start with just inventory alone, year over year in the GVR, we have doubled the amount of inventory. We are at record high inventory with properties alone. So when you take a look at the condo market and the amount of inventory there is right now and the amount of buyers there are right now, it's all supply and demand. So let's get to my 5 reasons why I steer my clients to the resale market over the pre-sale. And then we'll jump into a bit of the pre-sale stuff and a few things that have been happening, some of the incentives. So if you are thinking pre-sale, there are some really good incentives. There are some pros for some people. It depends on your situation. I tend to guide to the resale market, especially in this landscape. First reason is immediate possession, right? Immediate possession is when you're ready to go. If you're pre-approved and you have your financing in place, you're ready to go right now. We can go ahead, purchase a property, close on that property. There's no guessing game as far as a timeline is concerned. When is the development going to be done? When do I have to put my next chunk of money down? And then when do I have to close on the property? Because there's a lot of incentives right now in the pre-sale market. You're hearing developers give up that 5% down right now, and that's it. The problem with that is it sounds good, but you want to try to get as much down payment as you can, right? I mean, if you can do 20%, like we spoke about in prior videos, that's going to put you in an advantage right there. But at the same time, when it comes to closing time, you have to get finance, right? So the bank has to finance the property. Now, again, we look back in 2021 and 2022 when we were at the peak of things, people were putting down these deposits on properties they're locking in on a price, let's say, $700,000, for example. Now we fast forward to completion time, the development, the project's getting completed, and now they have to close on the property. And now the banks go to them and say, it's not worth 700,000, it's worth 500. And it's gotten some people into trouble. So there's an example right there where it's just, you get the immediate possession. It's move-in ready. The other thing I like about it, it's physical, right? It's a physical touch thing. You go in, you can see it. You're walking into the unit. You can see any kind of flaws with the unit right then and there. And like I said, in this landscape, guys, there's so much inventory that's another huge reason where I'm saying, let's go find a resale that you can get right now fairly new. I mean, there's buildings 1, 2 years old that are practically brand new buildings. And again, so it's one of those things. Number two is you avoid the GST, right? On a new building, you have to pay GST. So factor that in. If something that costs you 700,000, 600,000, whatever it might be, tack on that GST on top of that. So you are on the hook for that GST, and that is a substantial amount of money to be paying for that. With a resale, no GST. Resale prices are based on current market conditions, so that's going to give the bank a more accurate assessment of what your place is worth when they go get it appraised. Like I mentioned, you can get caught in that in between because these projects usually on a minimum take a couple of years, and some of the bigger projects take even longer, 3, 4 years. And then we've heard a lot of stories. You've heard a lot in the media lately. Like there's some of these developers that are getting in a lot of hot water, and they can't even finish on these projects. So people are waiting a long time. I want to bring you guys up an example. This is a new one that was just an article that was just brought out. Angry Surrey townhouse buyers confront developer about a deal gone wrong. So here's a group of people that bought a pre-sale townhome back in, I think it was 2017, and the project's still not done. They had their deposit sitting in there for a long time, money just sitting there, good substantial amount of money that was just sitting there, not making any money. And now they got to the point where they want to confront the developer, and the developer actually met with them. But so back it was 2017, and just here's an example of construction delays mounted, and they mounted, and they mounted, and then there was more delays. And the thing is, a lot of times you are helpless as that buyer. There's so many things in a contract that's really super tight for the developer, and they know that. So that's the other reason. You just that risk. And again, especially if you're that end user, you're buying this property, especially if I'm talking to first time home buyers or anybody who's an end user. That's why you're really taking a chance, because A, you don't know when it's done, and B, things like this do happen. Um, so the article goes on to say, it's not fair that their money has been tied up for years with no interest while waiting to move into townhomes. I mean, what I would say to that is anytime you're buying real estate or any type of investment that you're speculating on, I mean, that is the risk you're taking. I mean, that's like saying I'm putting my money in this stock and then this stock shot up and mine didn't. I mean, it's if you're thinking, okay, well, I'm going to put my money in because I'm hoping, and we're talking 2017. So this was the time that, people felt like, hey, if I put X amount down right now and it closes in 3 years, I've already made money. So that was the thinking, and that was the times we are in. And times change quick, and now the landscape we're in right now is really not like that at all. So people, one person said, I bought this place when my husband and I just engaged. We bought a place to raise our kids. We now have one of them in grade one, and they don't have a place to live. So, again, I I look at it now, fast forward to 2025 with the abundance in inventory. This is another reason why I would say if even if you're a year out or 2 years out, where some people say, well, look, I have, X amount of money, I could put a little bit of percentage down now, and then we'll be ready to go. And about the time the project completes. But what I would say to that, especially right now, is that, with all the inventory, and if you're not quite ready yet, then keep saving when you are ready. You have that pre-approval. We're ready now to go. Now we can get serious about finding that property and closing on it. Now you can do it, and now you're not going to be stuck in a situation like this where you thought you had the place that you wanted for your family. We can go out and we can find that place in the resale market. Here's developer. He told the buyers that he owes a bank 32 million, and that the new lender wants to cancel existing contracts and sell homes at current market value to make up for shortfall of several millions. So again, uh, I'm really cautious now of who the developer and the builders are. I mean, I think we're at a point now where a lot of these guys that are sort of, maybe they were up and coming or the middle of the road guys, you're going to see less and less of those guys. And really people will go with the bigger names, the Concords, the Bosas, and names of that like. Three's a bit of a mixed bag because I sort of say, okay, you might have a little more negotiating power on the resale side. Now on the pre-sale, developers are set, but you're seeing like never seen before incentives because they want to, get rid of some of these units and be able to finance these projects. But like I said, right now in this market, you are looking at record levels of inventory. A lot of sellers, need to sell or motivated to sell. You right now are in the position of negotiating. You have the power as a buyer. So, there's just another example right there. Like in the present moment, we can negotiate, and when the deal is right for you, we can close on it. So that's really number three for me. Number four, I sort of touched on it. Really these all sort of intertwine together, but no developer delays or risks, right? So when I say that, what I said earlier, I gave you the example of the townhome, right? There's other examples as well. There's no risk involved as far as will this project get done? It's already physically built. It's there right now. I'll give you an example right now. Some people in my family were looking at a pre-sale in Vancouver back in 2020. They were ready to go. They had a down payment, everything. All the I's were dotted, and they couldn't get in. It was like winning a lottery. And this was only about 5 years ago. Fast forward to today, there's some units in that building that are stagnant. They can't sell. But again, you walk into these units and they're immaculate. They're turnkey. They feel like they're brand new. But again, we're in a landscape now that you can't even unload some of these properties. But if you are in the market, uh, again, there's an example of right now that this building that I'm referring to on Main Street, that's a very, very popular area, is an example of you can go in and have your pick, but it's already physically done. So, I mean, tell me how that is, it just adds up to any pre-sale, any new build that's really out there, in my opinion. Except you know exactly what you're doing. There's no risks of delays, and you have the ultimate control. And right now, you have the negotiating power, right? So all these things sort of tie in together when it comes down to that. Number five for me, I circle back. When you look at the pre-sale market, you don't entirely know what you're getting. So if anybody hasn't been through the pre-sale process, basically you walk in, they'll have a presentation center, they'll have renderings, and they usually have a little model in the middle of the presentation center, and you can go around. You kind of get an idea of where your unit's going to be. There's usually three or four different tiers. You got your one bedrooms or your junior ones, and then your two bedrooms, and sometimes you'll have your three bedrooms as well. And then you'll have your penthouses, whether it's a low rise or high rise building. So you sort of have all these tiers. They market it out where, here's the starting price points of this, this, and this. And then in the presentation center, you sort of go around the corner usually, and there's like an example of a one bedroom or two bedroom layout. Usually, the higher end units are displayed. So if you're kind of getting in at the floor, say a one bedroom, yours kind of looks like that, but it doesn't have this, this, and this. So the marketing is, it's done real well. It's staged immaculately. The finishes are brand new. And again, I've touched on this where that's what attracts a lot of buyers are the finishes. It's not about functionality, or it's not about some of the other things that maybe are important or you overlook. It's the shiny new finishes that they know that attracts buyers. But again, the thing is, don't really get the physical feel. You have the showroom, but again, it's where the resale, you walk in, you see exactly what you're gonna get. So, so that's why those are really my top five reasons where I will steer clients to a resale building. Now, I've personally done two pre-sales in the past, and one was an end user home for me. This was years back when real estate was a little cheaper here in Vancouver. And it was an opportunity for me to get in at a price that just made sense. And also, inventory wasn't like it was today. It worked out for me then. And we also did another pre-sale, I would say about 6 years ago, outside of Vancouver. We closed on that one, and we ended up selling it later. So I've done two pre-sales in the past. What I would say to that, my first one, there was delays. Builder, so-so. And there was some issues. We had a 5-year plan with that building. The other building where we things changed for us, and again, there was that time period where when we put down our deposit. 3 years prior, the building was done. Things change in life. We ended up purchasing a property in between that time. So financially, things change. And, so that brought up a situation where made a decision to unload it. We closed on the property and we ended up selling it. But again, that's the other thing. You don't know. Things change within those years. So with my experience, and again, hasn't been terrible experiences, but now when I fast forward in this landscape, again, with the amount of inventory, with the amount of seller motivation, it is to me a no-brainer to go the resale market. Now, if you look at the upside for pre-sale, and some people say, okay, well, the development incentives, the fee structures, right off the bat, you can secure a price right now, and you only have to put, say, X amount down, and then 6 months later, we require the next amount. So for some people, it gets them excited to the point where, okay, we only got to put this much down. We secure the price right here. We can work a little bit, save up a little more money. Here's the rest of it, and then 2, 3 years from now, we can worry about closing. So now we can put some more money away, even if, the developer only requires 5 or 10%, we could put some more money away. We'll come up with another 10 for the bank. We have 20% down. And then now we can close. We got 20%. We avoid all the other insurance. And we're closing on our property that we're super excited about, and it's a brand new building, right? Some people like that. It's brand new. It's never been lived in. It's never been touched on. So those are some of the positives that people like. And right now there's potential for a lower entry price, but again, I think in this landscape, there's just potential for low entry price in any building right now. The condo market is flooded, guys, and there's just a lot of good opportunities. So again, guys, that's my opinion. I think there's a lot of opportunity in the resale side to get in at a low entry point as well. If you're a first time buyer or just an end user, you're looking for another piece of property. There's just a lot of options for the resale side. So guys, if you're a first time buyer, if you're a buyer in general and you're looking to get into a condo or any property in general, drop me a line. You can book a call with me. We can get a strategy call going, and we can just talk about the process, walk you through the process. So again, my name is Ryan MacMillan, realtor here, powered by eXp Realty. That's it for now. We'll see you guys on the next one.